Alrighty, folks. Just thought I'd show you how the hammerhead, the SV hammerhead, is doing. Now, of course, this woodwork back here is not going to do with just bare wood. I'm going to have to cover that. Actually thinking about using the wood as a form and just make this piece out of fiberglass and then take this piece and coat it with a layer of fiberglass. But you can see the rudder kicks up and folds down, and it will go straight up and down when I'm in the water. Still got the hardware there taped off. That tape's going to come off once I'm done fiberglassing the block and making it a lot stronger. But yeah, I can be sitting here and just grab this bar and turn it either side to side and turn both rudders at the same side and that way, same time that way. And I'll probably put pinholes here and here that I can just drop a pin through and leave it setting, which will hold me on a straight ahead course. I might put a couple of them in different positions so that I can steer a little port or a little starboard, counteract some wind. Speaking of counteracting the wind, something I never did put on my last one is some dagger boards. These will fit into some slots on the outer side, lee boards actually. Haven't quite finished those off yet. I got quite a bit of air trapped in here, a little moisture from rain, but oh well. I'm not looking at perfect, obviously. I'm looking at functional and something that when I cover it in paint it will look decent from a distance, but up close it's obviously homemade, and that's cool. I can add more layers until I have perfect straight lines, and by then it'll be really thick and solid. But in the meantime, I like to get it floating and be using it while I work on that stuff. So still need to add a bowsprit, and I still need to add quite a bit of support to the front wings. And this whole wing here isn't even, it's hollow underneath. It's just a thin layer. But you can see how it's going to work. We put at least one mast here and hopefully two masts, one there and one here. That'll make it a schooner. So it's either going to be a sloop with one mast in the middle and two big sails, or maybe a cutter rigged sloop with two sails in the front and one mast. That might be the idea actually. Might be better to go with two foresails and one mast, make it a cutter rigged sloop, just so that it's really quick and easy to pull the mast down. But I kind of like the idea of a big bowsprit or a pole sticking out the front and two booms, have more sail area and have the mast a little lower. I don't know, I got to think that one over, because if I come around a corner and up to a bridge and I have to pull down two masts, it means I got to jump to the front and walk up here to pull this mast down. I may just go with one mast just because I want it to be really fast. I want to be able to drop the sails, drop the mast, go under a bridge, and pop them back up real quick. Like, I want to be able to do it all while I'm drifting without stopping. Want to be able to do it in seconds, not minutes. I want to have seconds, like less than a minute, to do all that and get back underway and maybe be like re-rig it in a minute or two. But the whole operation needs to take less than 5 minutes to drop the sails, go under the bridge, and put the sails back up and be underway. And I'm talking like three minutes, maybe 4 minutes. 3 minutes would be ideal. 3 or less. I mean, most of that being getting under the bridge. Because I just ran into times where I'd come around a corner and bam, there's a bridge and the current's going fast, taking me right toward it. And because more often than not, I'm riding with the current when I'm in a channel or something. I'm generally not sailing. I'll be riding the current. I like to nap all day until the tide's going my way, and then ride that tide all the way for the next 6 hours. And if that means getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's what I do. I sleep all day and afternoon and get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, flip my lights on and go. Like, that's less work. I don't have to wait a week for the wind to be right. And, plus it's a lot of times at night, there's just no traffic and it's just nice and calm and just a real smooth ride. And that means I can sit under the tent during the day in the shade, have a little breeze blowing through, and just anchor up somewhere, nose into the wind, and enjoy the breeze and take a nap throughout the hot part of the day, and then cruise at night when it's cool. No traffic. That was the way to go in a lot of areas where the daytime traffic was just beating me up, swamping my boat, and so on. So even though I got higher gunnels on this one, a lot more flotation, I'll be riding higher in the water. I don't know, have a motor, and I'll be better able to point because of the lee boards. But still, I just and another thing, I didn't have rudders on my last rig. I used my flat paddle, and that meant while I'm sailing, I would a lot of times be holding the sails, the sheets with my feet. Have main sheets wrapped around one foot and jib sheet wrapped around the other foot, and have my hands on the paddle steering. And that's a lot of work. I think it would be really nice to have my cleats, rope grabs and cleats, where I can lock in the main sheets and jib sheets, lock in the steering, and be able to get everything dialed in and adjusted just so. And as long as the wind stays in the right, it doesn't change up too quick, I can just enjoy my time and let the boat kind of do its own thing. Occasional course correction here and there. So anyway, that's the plan, is to make it a lot simpler. And I think maybe 2 masts and 2 booms. There we're adding another set of lines. Instead of jib and main, I'm working 3 or 4 lines instead of 2. And that could be just more hassle than it's worth. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and rig it for just a cutter rigged sloop. If I want to throw a foresail up, I can always do that without another mast. And later on down the road, I guess if I want to add another mast, I can always do that too. But honestly, I find that I like to have an even amount of sail front and back, because the sail area in the front, if it's outweighing the area in the back, I end up, or I'm just going downwind. Now, having 2 foresails and the lee boards may make enough difference to where, you know, I can get more windward. We'll see. We'll see. I can always change it later. Thing is, if I put a hole in here now and then I regret it later, you know, and my sails are all cut to fit that, and I'm not going to want to change it later. But if I put one mast here now, and later I want to add another mast and trim my sails down, that's much more doable. You know, I can always cut a hole where there wasn't a hole, but it's kind of hard to put a patch a hole if I don't have the material. And so anyway, there's the plan, and y'all have a great day, and hopefully I'll be ready to launch this soon. Hope to see you guys out there on the water, and maybe I'll be sailing the Great Loop in this baby. Who knows? That would be fun. That'd be an epic adventure, actually. I don't think anybody sailed a Wava. I don't know. Maybe somebody has, but I know people in sailboats and cruisers, you know, 30 footers and up, that do the Great Loop every year. And I've never done it. I think it would be kind of cool to take this little rig all the way around up to New York and into the Great Lakes and down I forget which river you take from the lake down into Mississippi River. There's another river in between those two that comes out to Louisiana and back around. I still haven't completed my loop all the way around Florida, so who knows, maybe I'll do the loop around Florida this winter and then early spring start out on the Great Loop. I haven't really set plans in stone yet. Maybe I'll get viewers to decide for me. I don't know. I'll throw up a vote. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about the plan, and maybe I'll follow y'all's suggestions. But anyway, this is where the SV Hammerhead's at the moment. It's getting there, slowly but surely. And I'll be so glad to be out of here. As much as I love, you know, the comfort of sleeping in a regular bed at night, I really love the adventure of being out there on the water. I sleep better when I'm floating. And this rig here is going to have a lot more room than my last rig. And by the way, the last rig, I don't know if you've seen if you've seen my old videos of the water skipper. Here, let me take you around the back of the shed here. And here is the remnants of the old water skipper. The 2 floats in there, the stabilizers, and a few odds and ends. I still got a little decking in between going across there. And this was my deck that sat behind that section, and the mast was in between them. I think I'm gonna pull that behind and maybe donate it to somebody. I will find somebody along the way who's out there looking for somewhere to be, who just doesn't like living indoors and wants to go on an adventure. And I don't know, somebody will fit the description just so. Somebody that I can get along with, that wants to go with me, but doesn't want to take up space in my rig. You know, I'm thinking that'll be a dude. Starting to rain, I'm gonna head inside. You know, like I wouldn't mind filling that front seat with a girly once I get my decking across here and I have room for another person to lay out at night. I might find an adventurous woman to join me, but Yeah, I mean, I suppose I wouldn't mind sharing that space for a short time with a dude, but at night we'd have to go to shore and set up camp because I ain't sharing no. Yeah, I just don't want to be that close every day and night to another dude. But I would like to build a fleet, and if I meet the right person who doesn't have a vehicle, a vessel to go, but wants to go, like, hey, jump on, throw your backpack in that canoe and rig it up. But even if I don't run into somebody, I can sail this to wherever I'm going, and then I can use the canoe as just a ship to shore. I could set up camp on this and anchor it up, and then take the canoe into shore, and that way I don't risk like bringing all my things right up to shore where somebody can mess with it. Whatever. Point is, I'm going to be pulling that canoe behind unless and until I find somebody who wants to jump in it and use it. And then, we'll help them get it rigged up and get them going. But yeah, that's that's the tentative plan for now. Like I said, nothing really set in stone, but I got a lot of different ways this can go, and this is where it's at so far. In case anybody's out there watching and wondering, this is Captain Kedger saying have a great day. And I'm going to get inside my little shed here and watch some YouTube videos. Y'all have a great day.